carrot, egg, or coffee. A life-changing lesson on overcoming struggles. Ravi lived in a small, quiet village, surrounded by endless fields, dusty roads, and little mud houses that carried stories of generations. He was young, barely in his mid-20s, yet life had already placed weight on his shoulders that felt too heavy to carry. His family lived in poverty, his father had fallen seriously ill, and their small crop field, once their only source of hope, had failed yet again due to a harsh dry season. Every morning Ravi woke with the same questions echoing in his mind. Why is life so unfair? Why do struggles never end? Am I truly strong enough to face all this? He tried to smile for his mother, work for his father, and stay hopeful for the future, but inside he felt more lost each day. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the fields and painted the sky with a deep orange glow, Ravi sat outside his house, staring at the cracked earth beneath his feet. He felt defeated. All his efforts seemed wasted. He had no money to treat his father, no crops to sell, and no strength left to keep fighting. In that moment of despair, he heard footsteps approaching. When he looked up, he saw an old saint who often traveled through the village. People believed he carried wisdom from years of wandering, listening, and observing life. The saint stopped near Ravi and studied his troubled face. "Young man," the saint said softly, "your eyes are filled with questions. Sit with me for a moment." Ravi hesitated, then nodded. Something about the saint's calm voice felt comforting. "What burdens your heart?" the saint asked. Ravi exhaled deeply and poured out everything. His father's illness, the failing crops, the constant poverty, the fear of failing his family, and the belief that he simply wasn't strong enough to handle life's constant blows. The saint listened without interrupting. When Ravi finished, the old man smiled gently and said, "Come with me to the small kitchen behind your house." Confused but curious, Ravi followed him. The saint lit a small fire and placed 3 clay pots on it. In one pot he dropped a carrot, in the second an egg, in the third a handful of coffee beans. Ravi watched silently as the water in the pots began to boil. After some time, the saint turned off the fire. He lifted the carrot from the first pot and placed it on a plate. It had turned soft, so soft that it bent with the slightest touch. From the second pot he pulled out the egg. It had become hard on the inside. Finally, he poured the dark, rich liquid from the third pot into a small cup. The room filled with the warm aroma of freshly brewed coffee. The saint looked at Ravi and said, "Tell me what you see." Ravi replied, "A carrot, an egg, and coffee." The saint leaned closer. "Yes, but each of these faced the same boiling water, just as you face the boiling challenges of life, yet they reacted very differently." He picked up the carrot. This carrot went in strong and firm, but the boiling water made it weak. It softened, it lost its strength. Many people are like this carrot. Their struggles break them. Next, he held the egg. This egg went in fragile, with a liquid heart, but the boiling water hardened it. On the outside it looks the same, but inside it became stiff and unbreakable. Some people become like this. Hurt turns their hearts hard. They stop trusting, stop caring, stop feeling. Finally, he lifted the cup of coffee. But these coffee beans, they did something remarkable. Instead of being changed by the boiling water, they changed the water itself. They transformed the struggle into something rich, aromatic, and valuable. They created something new, something better, something stronger. The saint handed the cup to Ravi. Life's challenges are your boiling water. The question is, what will you become? A carrot that loses its strength, an egg that becomes hard inside, or coffee that transforms the challenge into growth and wisdom? Ravi stared at the cup in his hands. The smell was inviting, comforting. He took a sip. Warmth spread through him, deeper than the drink itself. But, Ravi whispered, "How do I become like the coffee beans?" The saint smiled. "By understanding that pain is not punishment, it's preparation. Struggles are not the end. They are the beginning of who you can become. Strength is not about avoiding hardship. It's about rising through it. When life boils you, ask yourself, how can I grow from this? Every problem carries a lesson, every challenge carries wisdom, and every difficulty carries the seed of strength. Ravi felt something shift inside him, not a sudden solution, but a new way of seeing the world. The saint placed a hand on his shoulder. Your father's illness, your failed crops, your worries. None of these define you. What defines you is how you choose to respond. If you respond with fear, you weaken. If you respond with anger, you harden. But if you respond with courage, patience, and wisdom, you transform. With that, the saint picked up his small wooden staff and prepared to leave. Remember, young man, he said as he walked away, life will always boil you, but you get to decide what you become. That night, Ravi sat by the fire with the scent of coffee still lingering in the air. His struggles had not vanished. His problems remained, but something inside him had changed. He no longer felt hopeless. He no longer felt broken. He no longer felt weak. He whispered to himself, I will be the coffee. I will rise. From that day on, Ravi worked with renewed strength, not because life became easier, but because he became stronger. And his story spread across the village, becoming a reminder for everyone. When challenges heat your life, be the one who transforms the world around you.